kindness, God. It reaches out to me, God, no matter where I'm at, on the mountaintop, in the valley, or somewhere in between. You're faithful, you're good. So we love you, God. And thank you for this time to worship you and lift you high as we start our time together here tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. How many of you have a big outdoor yard or garden project that maybe you've got on your hit list this week? Go ahead, let us know. What is your big project you're hoping to get accomplished? So, like I mentioned, my wife Amy and Bennett, they built 2 garden boxes today in the backyard. So
Rod is going absolutely crazy. He's doing so much work, and he's doing it so well with his son Trevor. They're finishing up the backyard. They're putting in a patio in the back. They're putting in in-ground sprinklers and stairs.
Nice.
And they've been day in, day out, just working tirelessly.
Wow.
And it's really impressive seeing the work that they're doing.
And there's something pretty special, especially in this time when we're a little bit more obviously stuck to home, to have those projects and things we can kind of focus on that give us that sense of accomplishment and getting something done. So what is the project that you are working on or is on your hit list? Pastor Troy is behind the camera, but he might have some...
Haley Teller said they're resurfacing the backyard.
Nice.
No.
And Kelly Brown said her husband Ben built a bridge over the pond. Is building a bridge over the pond next week.
That's awesome.
Nice work, Ben.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sounds serious.
Sweet. That sounds like a large project. But work it. That's great. Anything else, or is that it?
We've got some planting of veggies.
Planting of veggies. Planting the garden will be coming up pretty quick here.
I pulled some weeds at my house.
Nice. Good job, Pastor.
Good for you.
Well done. I need a picture of a Canadian quarter. Okay, so go. So find a Canadian quarter, run, find it, take a picture, and send that off. And whoever I get, or Jonathan says, hey, I got a message with a Canadian quarter, that person or household is going to get a point. And I just got it, Canadian quarter from Ron Matheson. Well done. So that's Matheson's 1, everyone else 0. Okay, item number 2, Matheson's have got 1 point. Item number 2 is a picture of one of your favorite people. A picture of one of your favorite people. So that could be as easy as click and go. See, Jonathan, you're one of my favorite people. Look at.
Haley just sent us a photo.
Oh, excellent.
Of her son.
Haley sent a picture of Marty. That is an awesome
we go.
picture. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh.
There you go.
So that means
I got you a point, Haley.
So Haley gets another point. So for the moment, we're going to say Matheson's win. Well done. That was a ton of fun, actually.
That was awesome.
So Ron and Elizabeth, I will be in touch, and I will be by with some Tim Hortons for you guys and for Nabil.
Nice.
Sometime in the next day or two. So
awesome.
well done, everyone. That was a good time. So that's the end of our fun section for today. We're going to invite Pastor Troy to come and join us.
We have an actual photograph here of Daniel. Here's Daniel in the lion's den. Can you see that at home there?
I gotta just say, I'm amazed how many actual photographs you have.
Yeah. Considering it was 600 years before Christ, the definition is excellent.
And they're in color. Wow.
But here's Daniel. He's in the lion's den, and he's giving the thumbs up to the king. Everything's cool. I love this. So here's what I got in my inbox, and I never do this, Pastor Kevin. I never steal other people's material. But this is from a guy named Jerry. I got a picture of Jerry. Jerry was the strength and conditioning coach of the New York Giants for 12 years. NFL football team. This is what Jerry says about this scripture about Daniel. Daniel says back to the king, may the king live forever. Remember, it's the king that put him in there.
Yeah.
It's the king's law that put him in this lion's den. And this is Daniel's response back, may the king live forever. Here's what Jerry writes about that. God shows his miraculous faithfulness to Daniel in protecting him from the lions. That we know. But notice how Daniel is still loyal and honoring to the king. And here's what Jerry asks. Can you still be respectful and honoring to someone who put you in a detrimental situation? And he gives some examples. Okay, to a boss who was forced to fire you, to a friend that had to make a decision that did not benefit you, to a family member who abandoned family responsibilities, to his elderly parents, to move to another state. Daniel was a man of integrity who did not display bitterness, hatred, or a vengeful spirit. Can this be said about you and me? I thought that was awesome. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, but I love how he says this. It's not up to us to lash out in vengeance or hatred. It's up to us to trust God and honor other people. And so I love this. It makes me think of a verse. Now I'm going to put it on the screen. I don't want you peeking. I'm going to ask you to if you can quote any part of it. All right? It's Romans chapter 8, verse 28. Can you quote any part of this verse?
Yes.
Yes?
And we know that in all things,
Yes?
God works for the good of those who love him, who've been called according to his purpose.
That's awesome. Good work. Romans 8:28. God works all things for the good. And if you really believe that, it changes your whole perspective on life. Ephesians 6:12. Do you know any of that one?
We know our battle is not against flesh and blood.
That's right. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. Our battle is not with other people. So I've got a picture here on the screen of David and Goliath, it looks like. Let's take Goliath out of the picture and let's put that boss in there that Jerry mentioned in the devotional. When your boss has to let you go. Maybe you're in that situation tonight. You've been laid off from your job and you're angry at the boss or the company or COVID or whoever. And you know what? Our battle's not against flesh and blood. Our issue's not with that person. He talked about people in our lives. Okay, how about that rude store employee who told you off for standing too? Have you been told off yet during COVID? Standing too close to somebody? Or
I have not.
Oh, you're a lucky dog.
Have you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what? When other people are rude to us and our first reaction is spite or revenge or whatever, that's not what Daniel did. Daniel chose to take a high road. I'm trusting God. Hey, your battle is not against a government official. It's not against the officer of health. It's not against Justin Trudeau. That's not our battle. We don't battle against flesh and blood. You know, so what an incredible change this makes in our life. It's so freeing to realize that if God is working all things for his good, my battle is not against flesh and blood. Did I tell you the time my rock band opened for Justin Trudeau?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay, this is a true story. So a few years ago, I was in a group, we were called Hero Project. We had t-shirts made up. There we are, Hero Project. And
which one is you?
Well, it's just a stock photo. Okay, but here's our group. We would go into schools and we would do songs with a full band, and then we would do little skits with the kids. We'd wear costumes. This is our Knights of the Realm tour, and this is one of my favorite photos right here. This is me playing the guitar as a pirate. Hey, I'm a pirate on the guitar, loving it. And so we started going to schools. This was when we were in Stratford. We went to schools all over, and the school board invited us to a school board, like a whole Board of Education event. The guest speaker was Justin Trudeau, and our band got to open. We got to play some of our music and do some of our shtick for the crowd before Justin came on. And I went up to Justin and I said, "Hey Justin, how about an autograph?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." And I said, "Where do you want me to sign?"
Well done. That's great.
But our battle is not against anybody else. And I'm going to close off with this statement. I think this is powerful. And I just want to focus on this for a moment and then I'll close. Check this out. Okay? If I am angry about others acting contrary to my wishes, it might be that I have stopped trusting God to fulfill his purposes in my life. Right? If I'm angry, I'm in a hurry somewhere and somebody cuts me off in traffic and I get angry at that person, I've stopped trusting God that he's working all things for his good. If somebody on the church board votes against something that I'm trying to push through, that would never happen, of course. But if that happened, if I'm angry at that person, it's because I've stopped saying, God, it's your church. Lord, you do what you want with your church. And just think through, maybe it's a fight with our spouse, maybe it's a struggle with a boss, maybe it's someone else in your life, and you've reached a point where you just don't, that's just not, you got to let it go and trust God. And so this particularly is a tough season for a lot of people who are blaming this person and blaming, so-and-so, Bill Gates or the Chinese government or whatever. You know what? It's time for us to say, God, I believe my life is in your hands, and I'm trusting you for today, for tomorrow, and for eternity. My life's in your hands. So I want to challenge you with that tonight. Take a good look at your life and say, can I bless and honor people even when their actions do not benefit me? You can, when you've entrusted your life into God's hands.